Hi, everyone. Ed Bixby here from the Global Green Burial Alliance with my co-host Gretchen Splutzer, and this is Spotlight Now.
Hi, everybody. Today we are here with our guests, Steve Berkoff and Laura Boehm from Memorial Reefs International. And these two are good friends of ours, and we wanted to catch up with them and see how they're doing on their new project with the pet reefs, and to just see what Memorial Reefs is up to lately. So, hi, you guys.
And hi, Jensen. Hi, Ed. How you guys doing?
So,
Good.
yeah, I'm really excited to hear about the pet reefs because I know I've heard little bits and pieces along the way. But tell the audience about the project and what the update is. Love to hear it.
I guess I wanted it. Yeah, Pet Reef is a new project we started last year. And basically, we have dedicated a certain number of locations in New Jersey, Florida, and Mexico to build artificial reefs with the cremated remains of pets. We work with the largest pet cremation company in America, and we process their cremains and then mix them in with the concrete we use to make our modules and place that on the bottom. And it offers pet parents a unique place to honor their pets, as opposed to just spreading their ashes in the ocean. This is a place they know where their pets are. We give them the GPS locations. They can check it out, go see it if they wish. And it brings a lot of closure to families who are trying to deal with the loss of their loved one.
And so the pet cremation company, it's a company that also takes a lot of the unwanted cremains from the veterinarians too. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what happens that they turn all these animals' bodies over to this company that takes charge of them and then cremates them and has needs to do something with the ashes, right?
Right. And when the company, we get the cremated remains of those communally cremated pets.
Oh.
And those are the ones, like we said, we process those and put them into the reefs and put them in wherever the greatest need is for reef restoration. We also take pet parents can order our products, and we'll place their pets' cremated remains into a reef structure as well. So it is possible for the general public also to have their animal put into a reef. We mix their cremains with a small amount of concrete and place that into the bottom of the prepared reef structure as a memorial to that pet. And we have a couple different options for a level of service that we offer our pet parents.
Oh,
And those have GPS location of the reef that the pet is going into, and those are generally off of Ocean City and Sarasota, Florida. Communally cremated remains, like I said, we put them in the areas of the memorials in the areas of greatest need, Gulf of Mexico and off the East Coast.
What I think the consumers would really like to know, Laura and Steve, too, is this is a little different than what you've done in the past. I think the magnitude of this project is much larger, so it should have a much greater impact on the environment. So I think that's critically important. Let the viewers know a little bit about what this means to the marine environment and the scale of this project and what it could mean in the future, for turning the tide, albeit with what's happening with our reef systems.
Yeah, this is, as you said, it's an order of magnitude above anything we've done to date. We were lucky if we do 50 to 100 placings in the human side in a year. And with our new pet reef product and our process, we've already put down almost 500 reef balls, and each one of those balls can contain up to 200 pets inside of it. So it grows pretty quick, and the demand keeps growing and keeps growing. As I said, the cremation company we work with is supplying us with literally thousands of pounds of cremains every month to process into the reef. And this is good because it will really have an impact. A reef that size will start to become its own ecosystem and start to hopefully offset some of the damage that's happening to reefs today.
And especially with the science now, because as some areas are maybe too warm, these reef balls can start new coral reefs, maybe, you know, a little in more areas that are conducive for the fish to come and feed. So
yeah, we try to place them in at least 30 feet of water or deeper. So they are more in the cooler layer, and we see all kinds of sea life settling in on them. Just not coral, but crustaceans, fish, all kinds of sea life comes in. The goal is when they're fully mature to have them producing a couple hundred kilos of new biomass every year. And the engineered life on the product is over 500 years. So it's a tremendous amount of new life for a very small footprint going in.
Yeah, and it becomes a permanent resting place for those animals. So it's not like just scattering the ashes, they just go wherever. This is a place where they have a final resting place that is, you know, honoring them and gives them, the pet parents, a place to return to if they wish to. And it also gives the pet parents a chance to see what's happening and make life grow, you know, during their lifetimes. They can see, you know, the progress of the growth of the memorial and what it's doing in the ocean.
I was just going to ask, what were they doing with the ashes before this project was? Were they just going in landfills or something?
They're depending on, you know, different resources. They might have had them go into a pet cemetery. They might have been into a landfill. They might have been put onto an empty lot. They might have been scattered elsewhere. We're not sure.
But probably not doing anything.
Probably not doing anything
like they're now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's useful for the, you know, generations to come.
Yeah, that's such a
really
great thing to do with them.
It really is creating new life, and we call it a living legacy. And pet parents really resonate with it. We've had all kinds and all sizes, from a little lizard to a big horse, and everybody seems to really like the product, like the experience, and feels good about it when we complete our internments.
So let me ask you, Steve and Laura, where would the consumer then, you know, if they have the unfortunate experience, of course, which everyone will eventually, that their pet is going to pass, how would they be introduced? Where would they be able to find this option, you know, the product, so they could utilize your services?
Well, there's a couple different ways that they can find out about it. One of the things we're doing, we have our website, which is petreefs.com, and it's part of our Memorial Reefs International website as well. So you can go to either one and find our petreef.com page. And it tells everything that you need to know about the product and the prices and the options and so forth. There's also information of how to get a hold of us. If you do have questions, you actually talk to a real person when you call our phone numbers. It's not some kind of chat bot or something. So, people can get information directly from us if they need to. They might also hear it from their veterinarian. The clinics that use this cremation service have gotten some information about the pet reefs and can pass that on to their customers. We also have been sending flyers to veterinary offices that are requesting to have more information be in their clinics and be available for the pet parents, not only when their pet is dying, but kind of proactively, just to maybe think about it before they're at that point of having to deal with a dying pet. Maybe this gives them an idea that this is something that they can do ahead of time. Or maybe they have, pets that are already cremated at home that they want to, memorialized, and they think this might be a great way to memorialize our pet rather than just having them stay on the shelf at home.
We also have a very active social media program, so they can follow us on all the various social media platforms. We try to post at least 2-3 times a week, and it's a good place to follow us, see what other pet parents think, and get more information.
Yeah, we have Instagram and Facebook regularly posted.
Yeah, I love that this is happening it's something beneficial is happening with those animals that all had been loved so much, you know?
Well,
It's
you
such a
know,
good thing.
there's almost 30 million new pets in America every year, because most pets have, you know, a shorter lifespan, much shorter than we do. So there's a tremendous amount of loss that goes on all year long. And there's 150 clinics, I'm sorry, 150 crematoriums that we're working with, and they're busy all day long with the pets. So it's something that brings a lot of relief to the pet parents, because for many people, losing a pet is sometimes harder than losing a relative. They really do love their pets.
Right.
I do. We love our dogs.
And people, and just so people know that Steve and Laura's company also does reef memorializations for people too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also had a question about that. I was thinking, let's say you have a memorialization for a person, and a couple years goes by, and you're doing another one for somebody else. Can a person who had one with you come out on the boat together, or to like, because maybe they can't afford to get back out on a boat or something to go visit the spot? Do you guys, have you ever been asked to take anybody out with you again when you go out there?
No, not really, but we want to work with our clients any way we can.
Yeah.
So
And
it's an option, it's a possibility.
It's a possibility. Yeah, it is a possibility to, you know.
Depending on the situation with the other people, probably, huh?
Yeah. And, you know, space available on the boat and so forth.
That's nice that you'd be willing to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also allow people to have their pets added into their own reef balls. Like I have my dog's ashes, and he's going with me when my time comes. And so, but we'll put a little bit of him in a reef ball in the beginning. The rest is here at our home, and then he'll become part of my reef ball. And we do get requests like that from people.
Yeah, and the thing is with the pets, anybody can put as much or as little of their pet's ashes into the memorial. They can even do a memorial without the ashes. We've had, like our Redford, we had him, you know, cremated, and he was with us just, you know, on our little shrine upstairs. And when we started the Pet Reef, we made a memorial for him and put part of his ashes in there, but kept some of them at home because Steve says he wants them in with him when he passes as well. And then we've had other pet parents who maybe they buried their pet already, but this resonated so well with them that they wanted to do this memorial. And so they did the memorial without the ashes in it. And then we had another person that all they had left was some baby teeth from their dog. And so they put the baby teeth in there. So it's possible. Sweet. Yeah, it's possible.
I have my cat's baby tooth. It's like, if you're lucky enough to find it, it's pretty darn special, right?
Yeah.
Well, we must say, you know, the Global Green Burial Alliance appreciates what you do, Steve and Laura, and you know, to give some respect and dignity, you know, to these pets that brought so much value to their owners' lives, and you know, to give them this new purpose that's helping everyone, you know, including our oceans and our reef systems. It's a pretty special thing, and I do believe that, you know, taking this route will probably lead to some extraordinary growth in the future when it even comes to the human aspect of it, and possibly the communal aspect of reef balls, because it's a pretty dramatic, you know, the sky is quite the limit. So if I were to ask you this question, you know, as we're wrapping up, like what would you, Steve and Laura, your vision be, hopefully in the next 5 years? What would you like to see come of what you're doing and where you might be then.
I think, we'd like to see our memorials being placed in many places in the ocean where there is a need to, help with coastal erosion and, rising seas and so forth, and beaches that are being, devastated by waves and so forth, because the reefs really do protect the land, and the destruction of the reefs has been devastating to a lot of island areas and low-lying areas and coasts, that the artificial reefs, if they're put in place, can really, help with the, decreasing the wave strength that hits the land. And so, we'd like to see these in many, many more areas if we can, because it really does help. And a lot of times governments are really slow to get this stuff started, whereas this is something that people can actually help do something in their communities and so forth. So
yeah, it's important to remember that 50% of all the oxygen we breathe comes from reefs and their associated biosphere. 90% of the oxygen that fish use in the water comes from reefs and their associated life. All the reefs in the world could fit inside the state of Connecticut. That's how finite a resource it is. And if we were to lose all those reefs, we'd lose just about all the fish stocks out there, and the famine and the disaster that would follow would be horrible. So we really do want to encourage this. Here in Hawaii, we're having problems. We've lost 30% of our reefs, and we're in another bleaching event right now. So it's a now issue. It's something that we have to start dealing with now. And that's why we do what we do.
Yeah. And I'm sure like a lot of people, older people who have had many losses, have probably several cremains on the shelf of pets and people. So if
Yeah.
anybody out there is planning,
yes,
what to do at the end of their life with these things, what a great thing to put it all together in a reef ball.
Absolutely.
You
And
know?
we've had people call about that as well.
Yeah.
They have a lot of pets on their shelf. They're getting older. They're like, I want to do something, with
all
my
of
pets to honor them before, my family says, what do I do with these, and throws them away or something, So it is something that does, that does come up. It's like pre-planning, it's like with your pets, and honoring them while you're still alive. Yeah.
Yeah, I can think of a lot of other things besides pet ashes. I mean, there's probably homeless people's ashes that cities don't know what to do with, and so many things that go for a really good thing.
This is very true. It's very.
If anybody out there's listening,
This is a mini sample of one of our basic reef structures that we use.
oh
It's
yeah,
cement without any metal in it or anything that's going to corrode and make it fall apart. It's pH balanced cement for concrete for the ocean. It's balanced with the ocean, so it does have can last 500 years and becomes part of that sea floor, becomes part of that structure of the reef. And look, I have some statistics here. That's what I was pointing at. Right now, our the reefs that we've placed already, we estimate that we've already the statistic isn't there. Sorry, I thought it was on the paper. But the reefs that we've already put down, the 400 or so that we've put down with the pet reefs, already represents millions of pounds of biomass that is going to be produced over these reefs' lifetimes. So we're really proud of what we've already done, but we're just beginning. So we're really excited about what we can do to really help the environment and help the world.
yes.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate what you've done and what you're doing, and we look forward to more information and more successes in the future. So thank you, Laura and Steve.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us, guys.
you.
We appreciate it. We do.
Yeah, thank you guys for all that you're doing for the planet and all of these little blessings on four little legs and everything else. Um, well, I
We
guess
will
that's
say
it.
aloha to everybody. And
Yeah.
as Laura said, petreefs.com. You can find us and we'll help you out in any way we can.
Yeah,
And
and
Sounds great.
their social media is great. There's some beautiful videos of them in action, putting reefs out in the water, and you can really get a feel. It must be really amazing to be out there doing that. So, so thanks again, you guys, for being our spotlight guests.
Thank you
thank you for
having
having
us.
us.
Yes,
And
we
Yeah.
appreciate it.
thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much. This is a wonderful work you're doing, Gretchen and Ed.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
All
And
right, folks.
yeah, we'll see you guys, see everyone next week. Okay,
Aloha.
Aloha.
bye.
Aloha.
Aloha.